Hey, Timo, how are you?
Hey, good morning. What's up? Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you. You know what? Almost half of our life we're riding for TSG. It marks 20 years now.
Yeah, incredible, huh? How the time flies, and yeah, it's been quite a ride. 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember your first TSG product?
Um, I remember quite well how I met Rudy, and we went to Tito's, and we met there and looked at the product, and how we, for me, it was so special that he was really listening what we wanted and what we needed. And because before I had a helmet that was kind of like a wakeboard helmet, and I had a concussion, and so I learned my lesson. I didn't want to have an unsafe helmet again. And then it was really perfect timing for me to meet Rudy and Natya. And then, yeah, it just started really quickly from there. And also with signature products, my nosedive, knee pads, and the helmets, the signature helmets, and it was really good timing because then back then I was really like in my prime time with New World Disorder and District Ride and signature products from Schwalbe and TSG and Scott. So it was really a good combination for me.
So your first product that you used was the helmet, right?
Yeah, 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 helmet, but also knee pads, and yeah, but mostly I'm always like helmet, knee pads, gloves. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, same with me. I knew Rudy before because he was my manager with Santa Cruz Snowboards, and
Oh,
And yeah, I mean, if you look back in time, we were not using helmets for snowboarding, even not at the Olympics when I won in 1998. You don't have to wear helmets, and then it
yeah.
got mandatory. So it was a really good fit right there as well because you had to wear helmets. So it was really good. And then yeah, same like almost the same story with pro model helmets, and I could really tell Rudy and Nadia what I really like. So we took it from there. But hey, what's your most used TSG product nowadays?
I really love the TSG Evolution, the super light helmet. I
But
like this one a lot. Yeah.
is that the product you use the most?
Because in Berlin when I ride in the forest, I also use this helmet quite often. And but yeah, in the woods also the TSG the scope helmet. And yeah, but gloves, knee pads.
You sure you didn't lie? Because my most used TSG product is the socks. I wear the TSG socks every day, so that's the most used product.
I love those. You're right. You're right. I love those because they're really timeless and they have just a color match and yeah, for almost 20 years, the same socks, same socks.
Okay. Yeah, I hope you wash them sometimes in between.
Yeah, good they didn't make underwear.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
But so you know how it is to when you work with Rudy, you know how important it is when it's personal and you have people at the company that feels personal and you know as an athlete you work for so many companies in all those years, and this is always what makes it special. Because for
Yeah.
me, for example, there was one photo shooting. I think Pilgrim was there, Cabani was there, and somebody else. But we had a berm shooting with Rudy riding together on the pump track in Zurich, and just we all smiling, acting like we're doing some elbows. And you know when you with the CAO riding in the berm, that's pretty cool. And also, yeah, I knew he had that snowboard background and just the passion that you feel that, and this is what makes it special. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I got another question that I really like to ask you. Why do you think are you still part of the team? I mean, it's 20 years, we're almost 50 years old, we're the same age, and we're still part, and you still have other sponsors, you know? So I really would like to know what do you think is the reason that you and I are still have sponsors and still part of the team?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's also for me, it's a little bit of letting go, getting older, because it's part of the game. I knew it for many years. Okay, I'm getting older. I'm riding a little bit less. I still do some stunts. I don't need stunts all the time. I need some adrenaline kicks, but not all the time. I don't want to compete with the 18-year-olds, obviously. Um, but for me, I think it switches. Now I'm still at the festivals. I teach yoga, but I still ride and I do some content, some photo shoots, some videos, and I always get the feedback because some riders kind of they grew up with me. They sometimes like they're like 35-year-olds. They tell me, "Man, I started because of you because I saw you in Mickey Mouse," you know, and that as a young kid they had my posters on the wall and so obviously the young kids now, the 12-year-olds, they don't know me anymore. But it's also the riders that now go in the shop and buy an expensive bike and the next generation kind of thing. So I guess I try to be a role model because the younger riders, also the young pros, they they come for advice. They're like, okay, Timo, you're still here, you still jump big doubles. I'm 35 now. I'm in pain. What suggestions you have? Or um, so that was kind of like a long answer, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not an easy subject. Like I'm really happy that I have my other passion, yoga, and that's why I still love riding my bike. I'm like 4 or 5 times a week I'm in the forest because I love the nature. I love riding my bike and it brings me so much. But I also need yoga for my balance. Yeah.
Yeah, I think balance is really important in life anyway. So, but you think yoga helped you that you still can perform riding your bike at the level you do right now?
Yeah, definitely. Because yeah, as you know, like injuries they add up when you ride for a long time. I started racing when I was 6 with BMX racing, and I just had so many injuries. And yeah, it helps me to be in balance. Also mentally to be in the right focus and I mean how to say it, but I did abuse my body. We feel like 25 years as a dirt jump pro, you're like a gladiator, risking life all the time, and you have so many crashes and it's yeah just important that you have some tools that when you're not in balance. For example, now when I have stress, my body reacts, and then my weak spots react, like my lower back and my neck, my vertebrae, and I feel it, and then I'm like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do some breathing, I have to do some stretching, some yoga stretching, to always get back in balance. Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel you right there. Same here. Like whenever you sit too much in the office, you need to go out and ride your bike or your snowboard, and then I think yoga helps to keep you balanced. And for me, I'm very bad at stretching. So my weekly yoga class really helps that I stretch proper for like 1.5 hours. So
Yeah,
I'm right there with you. Um, I got one couple more questions for you.
yeah, yeah.
Your
Shoot it.
daughter, does she share the same passion as you do for bikes?
Yeah, in the beginning it was interesting. She knew of obviously that I love riding bikes, and then sometimes she said, "No, no, I don't want to," and I had to let go a little bit. But then we went to pump tracks all the time, and in the woods all the time, and she always had good bikes, and then it really developed naturally. And for me, it's more about just being in nature with her and sharing my passion and not pushing her and then I just see the joy, like if she's better than some boys in her age, or then they're like, oh, what kind of bike you have, and how the first time she jumped on a pump track, and it's obviously everybody with children or everybody knows like it's so beautiful to share the passion and to kind of relive your young age and how it was for you in that age. And no, what's the right word? Not brag, but like sometimes I'm at a pump track and or at the jump spot, and some kids are like, who's this old bearded guy? He can ride good. Like, who's this old guy? But I don't know, maybe I show off and do a backflip and something, and then it's pretty cool to show off in front of my daughter a little bit. And yeah,
I
yeah,
I think that's so funny sometimes when you stand there with your kids. Like I had that in the half pipe a couple times. So I I waited up there. I'm like, it's come on, Daddy, show us something. Let's go, Dad, show us some tricks. And there's like all cool dudes around there. They're like, what? That old fart is gonna show you tricks? And you just drop in and go like really big and do your tricks. And they're like, whoa, who the fuck is that? Why is he so good? It's so funny. And then, yeah, your kids go, yeah, that's just my dad.
yeah,
It's his
yeah,
passion.
yeah.
So I really like that. It's really, really funny.
That's awesome. And also, like, yeah, it like, boosting a high air when it feels like it. And the high air is timeless, or like a
Yeah.
tabletop, or like, it's that always works, and people appreciate it. And yeah, but I'm also known for doing my tabletops and table 1 foots. And I don't do many tricks anymore, but I just, yeah, like some big jumps and some good quality trails. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's what you need. It's just like your signature tricks you still can do. I mean, honestly, with our age, we don't progress that much. We can keep the level, and that's good, I think. And as you said, style, and some tricks are timeless, and that's what
Yeah.
we keep on holding to.
Yeah.
But talking of that, do you miss competing?
Ah, um, I mean, like for me, what I felt was like obviously competing in front of, like, I don't know, Crankworks, Whistler, 10,000 people. It's the rush, the adrenaline kick is amazing. But what I also felt was it didn't really make me happy from the inside. It was like a quick rush. It made me happy from the outside. And for me, it was also important to go inside. That's why I started with yoga, and also another education for 2 years, like breath work and inner work. And so yeah, I miss it, obviously, to be in the spotlight. But for me, it's also so cool to have like a in the moment feeling now in the yoga mat, like breathing or doing exercises. Because that also was catch me. I thought that I can only be happy when I'm like risking my life, having an adrenaline kick. Because you have to be in a moment, obviously. That you're in the moment, you have the adrenaline rush, you're so focused, you're alive. And then for me, just to have a glimpse, I'm like, wow, I don't have to risk my life. I can also be in a moment just on a yoga mat breathing. So it's good to know both. But sometimes I, yeah, when I'm in the right spot, the right feeling, the right jumps, I love having the adrenaline kick. Then it's not no spectators really, but I love having that feeling, yeah,
Yeah, but
the flow state.
I love that too. Like just to challenge myself. Like when I'm on a kick here, it's like, all right, let's do a backside 720 or let's do this and this. But then it's a competition with myself. What I meant if you miss competing is to go to a new spot with all the riders, put a bib on, feel the pressure of performing well.
Mm.
Do you miss that feeling? Because I don't. I don't miss that at all.
Yeah, you know how it is. It's like a love and hate feeling. Like of course, it's your dream job. It's like it was my kid's dream came true. And then when I was world champion in BMX dirt, I was like, holy shit, there's this whole different thing. That pressure on the back, that shit talk, the negativity, uh, the pressure that you put on yourself. Maybe a little bit from sponsors too, but more on myself. And then was really interesting for me how to learn how to deal with pressure and not lose the fun. And then for me, like when I had more pressure, then big injuries, like I cut my kidney, cut my spleen, and the long back pain injury, like riding with back pain, with painkillers and cortisone injections, and wrong diagnosis from doctors, was really a mental struggle for me to still have fun, because I wasn't really like I couldn't almost walk, you know, like the pain was so huge. And so yeah, like, you know, it's love and hate, you know, like traveling the world, like living a dream, but
Yeah.
then you learn from everything. My teacher once said, like, turn shit into fertilizer. You learn from everything, you know. And then I learned, yeah, it's like an everyday job. You have some pressures, you have ups and downs, and yeah, I think I learned a lot from those lessons. And
Yeah.
now, you know, it's I still travel, but then it's like uh, like a technical training with yoga. I don't know. I go to Tuscany or go to Austria and wellness hotels or to the festivals, and then I'm still on my bike. I'm traveling, and it feels authentic to do both. You know, I travel. I'm in the nature. I do some shootings, and I do yoga, and it's because I had it like a few years back. I was still sometimes doing some shows, and it feels good, but then it's kind of like I'm double the age, and then I felt this, you know, wanting to compete feeling, and then it doesn't feel good anymore. And I had to be honest. I was like, yeah, yes, I can still do it, but it feels a bit awkward when you compete with people WH, and then you feel the pressure, and then you're like, I cannot do this trick, and then it doesn't feel right. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a love-hate relationship with competing. But yeah, I'm happy I don't have to go up with all the young boys right now and throwing triple cork 18s or quad cork 18s whatsoever. So we're back to the style, do a backside air or a backside 720.
Yeah,
Um,
insane how the level progressed, huh? I mean, like, you know, Mr. Backflip was my name in the 90s. 96, I learned my backflips and was one of the first to do it on big jumps. And now it's insane. I mean, four backflips, you know?
yeah. I mean, it's crazy if I look back at BMXing and biking. I've always been into it, and I remember seeing at freestyle.ch, seeing the guys on the BMX doing like the first backflips. You go like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" And then FMX is doing backflip. It's crazy. And now, if I go to the local park in Steffisburg, we have a landing bag there, and it's like, "Oh yeah, the kids are here," and there's like five, six, seven guys just do backflip into the airbag just on a
Yeah.
regular Wednesday, and you go like, what? I mean, it's a backflip on a bike, and it's so I wouldn't I cannot imagine doing it on a bike. Like even my son tried a couple times on his dirt bike, and it's just like I was filming really bad because I was so scared, and I think he'll get it next summer. But yeah, it's just like it got so easy for them because they got good infrastructure to train.
Yeah. And I think it's also amazing that when people see what is possible, that it becomes possible. For me as well, like when I wanted to be the first in the world to do a double backflip on a mountain bike, I had a friend, TJ11, who did it on a BMX bike, and I was there that day. He tried it, and that motivation for me was so huge. Okay, I saw what was possible, then I wanted to do it as well. It's always good to have role models and to see what's possible. Or even like back in the day, I mean, I was spending the little money I had as a kid, you know, the 8-year-old kid going to the newsstand buying a BMX magazine.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, print almost, yeah. And and then people were doing a one-hander, no footer, and then I wanted to do that trick. And now people see what is possible on YouTube, and I guess the horizon is just so wider to see what's possible. Sometimes it's a bit dangerous when kids don't really have the bike control yet, and they are already doing, I don't know, a tail whip or a bar spin, but they cannot clear the double or the table.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
but with the foam pits, resi pits, you know, it's a different thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's a really important thing you say today, like, because with social media and YouTube, everything is right there. They know the hardest trick, that's what they want to do, but they miss out on the basics. And I think if you don't have proper basics, you will never reach a top level. I think that's really important, and I think a lot of people don't understand it. And I think that's something with social media and the YouTube you just mentioned gets lost because you know what you have to do to be top performing, to be the best. It's 4 backflips or 1800. Like this is 5 spins. You see that, and that's what you want to aim for. But you don't have a proper takeoff. You cannot guess your speed to clear a jump or whatsoever. And I think that's something that's causing some problems and some injuries as well, because the basics are not there.
Yeah. And often I think with younger riders too, with marketing and how they are as a human being and how they are with fans and kids and what projects they do themselves. It also is so important. I mean, nowadays, riders have to do everything, organize video, photo, and it's really a big quality how you sell yourself. And I mean, like riders like Sam Pilgrim, the YouTube channel, or other people. And yeah, it's important how you are with kids and fans, and that always comes back, I think, because people who are not kind or like have a big ego, they're not in the game for a long time. Yeah.
That's why we're still here. I got Timo, I got 2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
If you could only ride one bike for the rest of your life, would it be a BMX, a dirt bike, a mountain bike, or an e-bike?
Oof. It's a tough one, but I think like, because I have like a hardtail that I can use in the forest, but I can still jump as a 29er. It's more like an all-around bike, and I can use it on the most things. So I think that would give me the most joy. I'm not really on a BMX anymore, but on a normal 29er hardtail, I can jump, I can do a cross-country ride, I can do everything. So that's what I've been using in the Berlin forest a lot too. Just going for a long ride, being in the woods, having my lungs free, having my mind free, being in nature, and on the way jumping. And that's what I've been doing the most. But I also love still traveling, being in the mountains and seeing different spots. But yeah, for one bike, it would be probably a 29er hardtail. Yeah.
Okay. My last question for me is, how high can you still bunny hop?
Actually, bunny hop, I wasn't like that good.
You were holding a world record in it, right?
Yeah. But I always needed like a proper lip.
Okay.
So high jumping, I'm still like really good. Still, the kids say like, "Oh man, you're jumping high," but bunny hop, I didn't have the right technique. It was still good on jumping bunny hop, but there were others jumping a lot higher. So, but yeah, it was high jumping is still the best feeling, to have a good hip. Like I love a good hip, and to land really butter smooth, because my body doesn't like casing or over jumping. I've done that too many times. I don't need that anymore.
Yeah. All right. So I would say let's go on for another 20 years with TSG.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope to see you out here soon, and maybe we catch a ride together.
Yeah,
on the snow or on the bike.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. See you.
Yeah, take care.